YouTube. It's the main man Slide once again, sliding onto your timeline. So we got a video from Antonio Speaks, someone who is new to the channel. I've seen a lot of his videos, not a lot. I've seen some of his videos by proxy through creators like Young Don, for example. But I haven't been to his channel and interacted with it in the way that someone like myself would interact with it. So this would be the first time we introduce some of the concepts that he speaks about, some more of that realism and pop culture onto the channel to spice up the reactions and the variety. As always, you're gonna prefer to like, and because I'm familiar, I'm just sub, turn on that bell. You want to get familiar with your boy? Check through content. We make reactions, gameplay videos are going back up. Overwatch gameplay is coming out soon. And I post my own original videos that are like rant style. But that's enough on me. We got Antonio Speaks with black representation in TV shows. Talk to me.
Black representation in TV shows. Let's talk about it. So for context, I was born in 2001. I grew up watching a variety of cartoons, sitcoms.
So he's like 5 years older than me.
And whatever the Big Three had to offer at the time. When I was
Big
younger,
Three.
I never really paid attention to these films in a deep way. I just consumed it. But whenever I did see a black character, man, it made me happy. I say this all the time.
Word?
Representation matters. These little
that was Encanto. We went Encanto. Encanto, that's elite ball knowledge. Well, surface level ball knowledge. But it's tough.
People that look like you or not will affect you on a psychological
I don't know. I agree. Okay, this is crazy for you, friend.
level. That is what
I agree with the fact that seeing representation impacts you because it's kind of like giving you role models. However, I grew up in 06. I didn't see 06, 07. I didn't see a lot of black representation, but I never looked at that I don't get enough representation. It's like you take the good that you can get. I'm not looking at people for the color of their skin. I'm looking at people for their qualities. So I've gravitated to characters like Sonic, characters like Goku, characters like, Naruto, Power Rangers, all types of stuff. One of the first things I watched was Kung Fu Panda. I've seen so many different things from different varieties of works. If you want to get into shows, there's shows like Kicking It, Lab Rats, Mighty Meta, specifically XD. You got cartoons like Adventure Time. You got even regular show can be real from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So it's options. You feel me? There's plenty of places to find role models, especially for me when it comes to comics, shows from back in the day like Teen Titans. Even shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby Doo. You can find inspiration wherever you look for it. You feel me? So this ain't to be critical on what he was saying, but just in general, I think it's important to have representation because it will help you gravitate to a character more. However, I think if you're open enough up here, it don't really matter who it is. If you see a good role model, you know a good role model. Shout out my Ben 10, you know what I'm saying?
in 2026 is so infuriating because even the thought of a black lead will have everybody mad. Today we're gonna be looking back on some of my favorite childhood shows
to be
and
fair.
Just point out how
Shout out Andre.
people are depicted in these shows. The reason I'm even doing this video is
I said, baby, what he said? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. That boy put up crazy numbers with that.
On TikTok lately, there has been a trend of people doing videos mocking the stereotypical black character.
Hey, girl, what's wrong? You look like somebody just ate the last rib at the cookout.
Well, this is true. Sometimes when black characters, any character of any race, is introduced, sometimes they're introduced to be racially charged for comedic effect, for representation purposes, all types of stuff. A good example of stereotypes being prevalent, but it not being this bad and actually being powerful and used in a creative way. Take Rush Hour, for example, before a lot of our time, but a lot of stuff that happens with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker is racial to some extent. But it's less of racism and more of cultural discussion and cultural dynamics.
Cookout? What does that mean?
Oh, girl, just be
This is
grateful for
corny.
that 12 little brothers and sisters.
I hate this.
Being stuck in the cycle of poverty is a trip. It's trifling.
Well, Sarah has been bullying me.
I hate how she's talking. I hate her facial. Hate is a very strong word. I dislike her facial expressions. Is bringing almost a certain level of cringe out of my soul.
Oh, girl, what? Let me just nip this in the bud right quick, cause ain't nobody gonna be bullying my beautiful, light-skinned main character best friend. Okay, girl.
All I think about now is the stupid chemistry test. I mean, I can't eat. You can't eat. Girl, it's worse than I thought. By the way, Case, I think we should study together this weekend.
Sitcoms do be tough.
You're the best.
Reginiqua?
You can do the work, and I'll hang out with your fine brother Jake.
I want to go ahead and make this disclaimer now. If you are one of those people that use the "it's not that deep, bro," go ahead and click off my video. All right.
I think it's not that deep, as any type of argument or counter argument is kind of atrocious. Now, if you're going to provide, like, for example, people power scale all the time. Power scaling throws me off because there's multiple ways to do it, and it's a very opinionated topic. So people who are too invested in it throw me off a little bit. But if I'm debating someone about something and they're clearly wrong, or this is clearly an opinionated matter, I literally will be like, all right, bro, you got it. Or, like, I have an opinion, like, oh, I think this kind of counters that. But if what you're saying is right, though, I think you got it. I think that's a way better approach, because you're still contributing while cutting it off, as opposed to just saying, it's not that deep. Like, it's not that deep is a form of rage bait almost, because it's like, it's impassive. As if you don't want this conversation to be had, but you've done something to, like, lead to this conversation happening, so to speak. And by, like, having that mindset, you're closing your mind off from learning different perspectives and, like, finding something out. So it's like, if you truly feel like that about a vast majority of things, anyone who's intellectual in any way will tell you, like, all right, bro, you got, like, stay far away. You don't want to hear what I'm talking to you about? Back up then. You don't want to have intellectual conversation about it? Back up. I don't want to be near somebody who can endanger themselves and others by, like, not being willing to learn.
Hey, bro, we woke over here. The real woke. No more talking, man. Let's get into it.
I said the real woke.
I highly recommend the act of rewatching media. Nostalgia plays a huge role in why we love things, and this can skew the validity of whether it was good or not. It makes sense because when you were younger, you were happier. So a lot of times people associate these happy times with whatever they were consuming at this time. Yeah. TV shows, cartoons, and it's just considered automatically good. Now, it's also great to rewatch media because you can get a different perspective. The way you digest a show at 8 years old versus your adulthood will contrast.
Very, very different.
Younger, I love the show Everybody Hates Chris. But whenever I saw Julius, like, he irked me. I was like, bro, why are you being this cheap?
Everybody Hates Chris was so peak, bro.
That's $2.89 worth of food.
Fast forward to 2026, I'm a father of my own, living in this economy. I understand you, big bro. Now let's talk about some tropes. We're gonna start off with
I understand you, big bro.
Friend trope. This is also referred to as the token.
Shout out Sam, though.
And in my opinion, I call it the here nigga damn type of character. This
here
nigga only added into the show to say that there is diversity. They are usually one of the few black characters on the show, but they have no type of agency. They lack depth and rarely has a plot centered around them. An example of this that I remember growing up is Tucker from Danny Phantom. Absolutely love this show growing
Danny
up.
Phantom was tough.
It's in my top 10 cartoons of all time. Just looking back, I never noticed this trope. I was really just happy to see a black character. But as I was rewatching it, you can most definitely see how he fits it. You see, Tucker is one of Danny's best friends. He's real tech savvy, great with hacking. He does all the back end work for Danny Phantom, you know, like setting up gadgets, things of that nature. And it's always helping Danny achieve his goals. What I dislike the most,
he's the guy in the chair, though.
Tucker is 9 times out of 10 the butt of the joke.
Hey there.
Okay, yeah, that is a problem.
I didn't ask you yet.
And not to be that guy, but they got this man around here chasing white women the entire show. Now, as far as plots goes, they do give him a few. There's an episode where he gets possessed and turns evil, and then another one when he's like jealous of Danny Phantom's powers.
And they have to like,
because they don't really lead anywhere. It's like after that show, it's like, okay, just back to normal. As far as his art goes, I think it could have went a little better. By the end of the show, he basically realized that he's the
diverse character.
Like, he just stand in his place, and Danny Phantom, the white man, is his show. Maybe I'm tripping, okay? If you watch the show,
a white man is his show is crazy. Because to me, race don't play a role. It's not, like, to me, it's not about him being white that, like, makes Danny the main character. It's his backstory. Like, old girl that he likes is not the main character. The girl Danny likes got some color on her. If I'm not mistaken, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. But she looks like if I'm not mistaken, don't she look like the girl Timmy likes in Fairly Odd Parents? I can't remember her name for the life of me. But nah, I mean, for sure it's there. Like the lack of developing of his character arc and things of that nature. But I also think back then it wasn't as common of a thing. And like, yes, Danny's character gets developed, but it's not like, oh, he's privileged because da-da-da. It's just the story was meant to be written around him. I do think it is pretty lackluster and like unfortunate that at that time we didn't have stories where like every character gets their own type of growth or direction, because an author can realize like this can impact viewers because different viewers resonate with different characters.
So let me know how y'all feel about it. Now this example, you don't even gotta debate it. Tebow from iCarly, he fits this trope perfectly.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Specifically anyone's best friend. He's more of like friends with everybody in the group. The main cast of iCarly has
He's just
no
there.
black people, okay? And Tebow is just one of the 2 recurring black characters on the entire show. It's him and then Principal Franklin. Despite being in 25 of the 97 episodes, there is no depth to Tebow at all. All we know about him is that his real name is Terrence. He's the manager or owner of the Groovy Smoothie. Like, we never get a definite answer. And I want to say he's Jamaican. I think they hinted at it, but didn't necessarily say it. But like, just because he's a black man with dreads don't mean he's Jamaican. So I don't, you know, we still don't know that. But in short, we know so little about him because he is strictly used for comedic relief. He's loud, funny, over exaggerated, and he got this gimmick of like putting stuff on sticks. Yeah. Nigga, how the hell you do that? He's a very loved character. So it's just disappointing that we couldn't get more from him. You know, maybe learn a little bit about his backstory, how he got into the smoothie business, etc. Right? They did my boy dirty, man, and this is a common theme that you will see in Dan Schneider films.
Dan Schneider's a terrible person, so I'm not surprised.
The next trope we have is the sassy black woman. In my opinion, this is the most common
Latasha,
trope we see
Total Drama Island.
The Willie T. Ribs racer cheerleaders are about perfection.
Stomach all out, bruh.
Work, sweat, tears.
It's not even sassy. It's like
written as loud, having a lot of attitude,
obnoxious,
overprotective of their main white lead, and in the name, sassy. They also love doing that hand on the hip,
that's corny,
rag, neck roll thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh my
a great
God.
example of this trope
I hate that in real life.
Ivy from Good Luck Charlie. You could also debate that she fits the best black friend trope as well. Now in the show, it's starring Teddy. Teddy has a best friend named
Good Luck Charlie was
She's
fire.
extremely loyal, always gives great advice, and will do pretty much anything to ensure that Teddy achieves her goals. Once again, she is one of the few black characters on it.
What's his name? Gabe? My goat.
Cast, so you see the common theme here. And let me know if I'm tripping. If y'all ever watched the show, has there ever been a time where Teddy is at Ivy house, you know, around her family? I don't think so.
It doesn't
I may
happen.
be going deep here, but like, did they do that on purpose? In my opinion, it perpetrates like the stereotype that black people, they don't come from stable homes, it's toxic, there's no father in the house. And that's not the case for all of us. Who's to say that a white kid from Nebraska watching this show is basically thinking what I just said of why they not at Ivy house? Like, it would have been cool to have a few scenes where they in Ivy's bedroom, you know, she's always coming to Teddy.
Especially when it's like such a long story. Like, there could have been a time where bro was sick. Oh, you've taken care of me all the time, bro. I can take care of you. The problem is back then, like, a lot of storylines are like active, and their goal was to build up around the cast, give depth to a cast, and then that is all where the depth is. That is all where the connection is, and then a bunch of kind of one-off episodes that are like loosely or strongly connected to each other evolve into whatever a main plot line is for that season.
Despite all this, man, Ivy was a very loved character. Like, if you go online, TikTok, YouTube, people have multiple compilations of them just being together, and a lot of people say that they are the best friend duo on Disney Channel ever. I just feel like her being one of the few black characters on the cast, black women at that, they could have drawn her a little better, made her less stereotypical. You know, I'm so tired of seeing the same archetype of woman, bro. Like, can we get like a girly girl, a goth black girl? Like, you know, mix it up, bro. We want something different. Another example I remember very very early on is Lashana from Total Drama Island. Man, I was rewatching back.
Like,
this
come
show,
on,
and
bro.
I was like, how did my parents let me watch this? It's so many inside, like, dirty jokes, bro. Even on the surface,
It's Total Drama Island,
it's
bro.
funny as hell. Now, Lashana is one of the only black characters on the cast, and I ain't gonna lie, man, Lashana always been a baddie to me. But off the rip on the show, man, she comes out with her sassiness.
You're jumping. Make me.
Make me. He
She's loud, very outspoken, and
just killed that girl.
take no type of shit from nobody. Now, aside from the sassiness, she doesn't really fit everything associated with this trope. For example, most black women that fit this are never seen as vulnerable. They're always just strong. Lashana does have moments when she's being soft. You know, she's expressing that she maybe have been wrong in this situation, shouldn't have came off this way. So you see that in the show. They even give her a love interest. And what you'll notice with this trope is that most of the time they try to make the character less desirable to a societal standard. So they'll make them darker, you know, heavier. And when they do this, the characters never have a love interest. So it was different here. But I don't know how Dr. Umar, you know, gonna feel about this interracial couple right here. Now, a character that fits all the boxes and isn't up for debate that fits this trope is Andre's grandmother from Victorious. This is another show. And like I said, you will see the
damn, bro. It's a nasty man, bro.
Aggressive and her
sick man with sick thoughts.
Girl is very similar to Tebow, like, you know, pop in, say something funny, and get up out of here. I know it's just jokes and all, but as one of the only black women on the cast, this is how y'all portray her. And just even bring it back up, Lashana, you could kind of see how stuff balances out with her. But with Andre's grandmother, it's just straight up character. Now, this show even represents little
less
girls,
person,
you know,
just
black girls
character.
in shows. A recent example of this is Erica Sinclair. She's sassy, real snappy with those replies, no type of fear at all, and will stand on business. The thing that balances her
Where is she from?
out though is that, you know, she is a nerd and she is very smart.
I don't know
both.
He said
but
recently.
I never see that vulnerability with her. She's never like soft. They don't give her enough screen time to even show that. And just to give Stranger Things a little bit of grace,
it's in Stranger Things.
Her just being bratty, you know, because she mainly like
I don't know about
telling you I ain't no little kid. Like I can that's kind of the vibe I get. Let me know how y'all feel about that. And lastly, this trope doesn't just stand for black women. It stands for animals voiced by black women.
You better stop poisoning my baby's head. Just what do you think you're doing?
You got rid of the only man standing between us and a sesame seed bun.
She played that squirrel from over the head.
So we can celebrate the day you came into the world.
Hey man, this trope can go in very deep, and I highly suggest y'all.
That's his grandma
right here. This brother broke it down perfectly, and it's a solid video, man.
I don't think he wrong.
Now let's talk about solutions, because there are many. For one, hire more black people on your cast.
That'll nip for more diversity. Yeah.
I don't feel like these writers do this on purpose. I think they just see examples because it shows so much, so they just end up thinking that it's true. I say this all the time.
Spamming
Most white folks don't really have.
They don't know ball.
The way they perceive us is the way they see us on TV, social media, etc. So they model it after these things. And let's say you do want to have in a sassy black woman character or a black best friend trope right here. You can balance it out by adding other black characters that don't fit those tropes. You can have a sassy.
See, I feel that. So now his point and his argument makes a lot more sense, because it's like, it's not only what's being portrayed that's the issue, but because what's being portrayed is the only like semblance of the character trope. If you were to only watch that show, you'd have so far of the wrong idea when it comes to like black people.
Women. But also add in a gothy girl, sprinkle in a girly girl over here. You know what I'm saying? You can mix it up. And if your character is one of the only black people, give them depth as well. Let them be able to stand on their own. Have them have a plot every now and then.
At least,
That's just all we're asking for. But that's it for this video though, man. I hope.
So if you're gonna write them like that, give them the story arc at the least, man. Hey man, shout out to Antonio Speaks. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. As always, stay happy, healthy, hydrated. And you know what time to catch me next. Peace.